Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. Welcome to my channel. I'm a spiritualist and an artist, and I come to discuss the spiritual, what is going on when it comes to the energy level. But the planet is going through a great shift, and humanity is going through this great shift as well. We went through a solstice. For all that, if we ever checken up, it's because we need to be expurged. We need to expurge certain things. So it is help from spirits. We have to allow that to happen, to unfold naturally. And we have to learn to become master of the quantum field. What we think we become, is the Buddha said, but is now more than ever, because if we now we're given more power to see the direction of our life. It means if we see a danger, then the danger will come. If we know that we're protected from the danger, the protection will be naturally there. So it is important to become master of that focal point it is right now. It is very essential to move on this paradise timeline. So I'm going to pull a few cards to see what the highest wisdom for today is. The never-ending story. It's really letting go of all the dramas, anything discordant, anything that, all of that is just the last reminiscent of immaturity. Imagine a world where all human beings have achieved emotional maturity, where there's only kindness and goodness and respect of ourselves and each other's free will, the right to live. So that would be heaven. Everything would be soft, everything. But that's already there in heaven. And there was a place called Avona, the central universe. It's a universe that's ancestral to the cosmos. It always has been. It's a perfect universe that God created at the origin of creations. There is 1 billion perfect world there, and it's a huge planet, and all their inhabitants are always doing things in the perfect way that God would want it. And so we'll traverse that on the way back home to paradise, this central universe. I'm really eager to meet some of the friends there to discover. For this is completely unimaginable what God has reserved for us on the central universe and on paradise later on. And so there was a great deal of population change in the central universe. Some of them are migrating to the universe on the outer plane, the universe of universes, as teachers, and others are migrating inwards to paradise to enter the corpse of finality and go into a different kind of adventures. What we need to understand is the unfinished symphony. We need to complete the program within ourselves, to know what it is we need to complete, and to let go of it. What we need to do is the blessing, the miracle, the unexpected, the great fortune that is coming to us. And the outcome is the thinker. We're going to be able to lay down some plans, and we need to lay down some plans. We need to have a plan, continue to envision this world of peace, this paradise for the earth. For we came here to create paradise on earth, regardless of what the composition of the old world. Focus on the quantum field. We're learning to really be master of our quantum field. We eventually want to move on to the saddle plane, the inner planes. My master guide told me long ago they work from the inner plane, the saddle realms. And it's so much more enjoyable. And for decades, I've been working on aligning my frequency to their frequency on Chiron. I send greetings to Cornelius on Chiron and all this. Those who live in this world. Chiron is a small planet, but it's absolutely vital to the whole solar system and beyond even, for they're very ascended planet and very fast, very always in motion, always. And Chiron originally is the great centaur of Sagittarius. He was the initiator to all the heroes of Greece, and he was also the inventor of medicine. He formed Scupios, the god of medicine, his daughters Panacea and Hygeia, and others. And eventually he got wounded because he tried to assist Heracles in his quest to kill the other centaur, which were like beasts. They were not evolved consciousness, but it was part of what was going on at the time. And Chiron made this poison from the Hydra blood, and he got wounded in the process in the battle, so he couldn't really heal because he was the poison was very powerful, but he couldn't die because he was immortal. So he gave his immortality to Pele, the husband of Thetis, for their wedding, and the gods elevated him as the great Sagittarius. And so there is all kinds of obstacles that are being removed. Now, Chiron is the wounded healer. He will bring forth the wound so we can heal it as well. So there is a great deal of relief, and we have to acknowledge that life is getting better, that we feel we're getting closer to the point of freedom. So you use positive action to move forward all the way to the ascension. For the ascension is unique; it can never be replicated, or it's like when you look at the mountains, you see. In winter, there is an incalculable number of snowflakes when the mountain is covered after that's inconceivable, the number of snowflakes. But yet there is each of them is absolutely unique. So it is about the same with the ascension. Also understand what we did wrong, so we can learn a lesson and not repeat the same lesson or the same mistake over and over again. For we live in a density of experience that is the third dimension. Well, most people to believe the ego consciousness believe the reality of the senses, then project this collective reality, and then as we question it, we've been moving on to the fourth dimension, researching something else, and as we let go and integrate the unity of consciousness, then we move into the fifth dimension. Yet we'll continue to ascend, and it all depends on our desire. Everything will be just perfect. So just trust the perfection of the plan of the creator. And so we live in a 12-dimensional sub-universal matrix that we'll master eventually. The 100th dimension, those are densities. This represents the galactic center. The 172nd dimension is the constellation Father, the Most High, the court of the Most High. And then the center of the universe is the 352nd dimension. There's 352 universes within our own local universe. And then if we fuse with our I am presence, that's where we'll emerge naturally at the very center of the universe, in this dimension. But we won't be able to, not necessarily be able to move on to the higher sphere of the super universe, the central universe. We probably will be called to go down in the dimensional field to assist those who to catch up until we can move as more of a group. So, but all of that will come into will become for the 352nd dimension is a collective avatar, is the Mahatma, and so there are logos. Logos. Maybe we'll talk about the logos at some point. For logos is like. They're what Plato was talking about when he talked where everything is made from something that's much more perfect. Is the original model of creation, which is the central universe, is the original model for all time and space universe. They couldn't use all the models of the central universe, but each creator son and creative daughter, the father, mother, God of the universe, came and picked different things from the central universe to create, to evolve, the model to evolve into their own universe, but because the other universe are about evolution, which the central universe is not about evolution. It is an existential universe created from perfection, but there will be a great change in the future of the central universe. We really have, maybe I'll discuss. It's so far in the future, but it's already there's great mysteries, let's say, that will continue to baffle our mind, no matter how much we evolve, how much we grow. Well, I'm going to finish with a song. Thank you very much for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. If you want to stay in touch, for commenting, so we can communicate, interact. I'm going to finish with a song. And it's about just allowing the return of the sun. It's called "Here Comes the Sun." Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I said, it's alright. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Little darling, it's been a cold and lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since I've been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I said, it's alright. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Little darling, the smiles are returning to your faces. Little darling, it seems like years since I've been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I said, it's alright. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Little darling, it feels like ice is slowly melting. Little darling, It feels like years since I'd been clear. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I said, it's alright. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun. Let us open ourselves to the sun. And the card of the day, to finish, the card of the day is the soulmates. And do not forget, those, we all have soul agreement. First, our soul, we need to connect to our soul, and then from our soul, we'll be able to connect to our soulmate. For everything is on one soul, so everybody and everything is our soulmates as well, and just move into this sphere of softness, of grace, what we seek from advice, to move into the state, or return to the state of grace, is really what we seek. And the card of the day is Archangel Gabriel. A beautiful Gabriel is coming down to talk to us about passion, opportunity, and inspiration. The opportunity to do something wonderful is opening itself to you. Be amazed. Be amazed. That was the first oracle of Delft. Amazed, be amazed. You're entering into a realm of wonder. So it is very much about that and becoming aware of the greatness of life. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.